Hi, I'm Tara, and this is your happy horoscope for the Gemini season of 2022. The sun moved into the air sign Gemini yesterday, which was May 20th, in the evening. I want to say Eastern time, it was like around 9:30, something like that. It's the first air sign of the new astrological year. So when the astrological year started, we started with the fire sign Aries, which was all about action. And then we moved into the earth sign of Taurus, which was all about being grounded and really enjoying what we have in our physical world and really finding the value in our physical earthly existence. And now we come to the first air sign, Gemini, the sign of the twins. And it's almost literally the twins signify 2 months. And, that's that argument that we always have going on in our heads, in our minds, the way that our thoughts work, everything, every thought that we have, there's always a counter thought. And we can make a choice about which thought to think. The world that we live in, and we all know this, we may not talk about it, we may not want to really focus on it, which is fine because we really shouldn't be focusing on it. The thing is, we really don't have a lot of control over what goes on. It's a chaotic existence in a lot of ways. And that's okay. I mean, that's the way that it's supposed to be. That's kind of the fun of it. In a lot of ways, at least, well, maybe it's because I'm a fire sign. I don't mind a little chaos. Anyway, my point is, what we can control is our thoughts, what we think, what we choose to think, and what we choose to do with those thoughts. And I think this Gemini season of 2022, that's what I'm really feeling. And I thought about this for a long time because literally Gemini is 2 months. So I had like a lot of stuff going on in my mind about, and I was picking up a lot of different energies about what it meant for us and what we were meant to do with it. And, it really comes down to one thing. Think the thought that makes you feel the best. It sounds really basic and simple, but it's really very challenging. I mean, we live in a world where we have a lot of input. We have a lot of stuff coming at us. It comes at us from media, from books, from movies, from television, from our friends, from our family. Somebody is always telling us something, and they're wanting us to believe that is the truth. And that may be their truth, but it may not be your truth. And then we have our own inner dialogue that can look at the fact of something, and maybe it's not what we want it to be. So we can feel down about it and we have negative thoughts about it. But the truth is, we don't have to accept that negative thought. We don't have to live with those kinds of thoughts. We can always choose a better thought. I think this is the season when Gemini, the teacher, really wants to teach us the power of our thoughts. It is immense. It is the only thing that you can control is what you think and how you feel and how you act based on those two things. Okay. So now's the time to think, how am I going to think? Am I going to think a positive thought, or am I going to just go with the easy path, go with the negative thought? Because the truth is, it really is very easy sometimes to see all of the negatives. I was going through this yesterday. I had something that I had to do, and I was nervous about it because I had no control over the outcome. So my mind just kind of automatically was going towards a negative outcome that would have caused me some challenges. And I really had to fight to say to myself, Tara, that's not right. You don't know what's going to happen. So why don't you decide what's going to happen? And once I did that, then that is actually what happened. It doesn't always work like that. I know that. But what did happen was, as soon as I made a decision to say to myself, you know what? what I want to happen is what the outcome is going to be. I felt better. It was something that literally took a couple of seconds, but I spent all day thinking about it. Well, if you're going to spend all that time thinking about something, you might as well make it the happiest possible thought. I mean, that's what Gemini wants to teach us. It wants to teach you how to be able to look at things and evaluate things in your mind and then come up with the thought that makes you feel the best. And you always know the right thought. You know, let's say, I don't know. Let's say you're looking for something new, and it's not happening. You're making all the right moves, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but it's just not quite working out. So it's easy to fall into that, well, it's never going to happen. It's my fault, I'm doing it wrong. Or you could say to yourself, you know what? Of course it's going to happen. I'm doing everything right. Everything's going to be fine. It's all about timing. And if I just keep staying positive and keep going, following my path, trusting myself, trusting my mind, knowing that is what's going to happen, then that is what will happen. It will. And that's what Gemini wants to teach us. It wants to teach us all about, if you think a positive thought, then positive things are going to happen. Like attracts like. That is the law of attraction. And this is a perfect time during Gemini season to really practice the law of attraction. And when you find yourself slipping into a place where you're doubting yourself, or you're doubting a situation or someone else, or you're just not feeling right, think another thought, and you'll know you've got the right thought by how you feel. Because when you're feeling better, when you're feeling like happy and in control and excited and optimistic, and knowing that something exciting is coming your way, when you're feeling like that, then you know that you've got the right thought. That's what Gemini wants to teach us. There's a lot of things that you can think. You can look at what's right in front of you and you can think one way about it, or you can look at what's right in front of you and you can think another way about it. Choose the thought that makes you feel the best, that gets you excited, that makes you happy, that makes you enjoy your life. And that's what we're here to be. We are here to be happy. That's why I call this happy horoscopes, because we are supposed to be happy. You have the power to do that. Sometimes we give that power away to other people. That's another lesson that Gemini has for us. That power is within you. You're the one who controls your happiness, nobody else. You can make a choice, have a thought, and allow that thought to be your reality. That one that feels the best for you. So that's a little insight into the Gemini energy that I'm feeling right now. Let's take a look at our reading. So the first card that we draw, and again, I've already drawn the cards, but I haven't looked at them. So again, I'm using, and I can't find the top of the box, so I apologize for that. But this is the Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle that I'm using, and we are going to see the energy that's moving away from us during this season, where we will be in the present, and where the energy is taking us. Please remember, this is a general reading. It's not specific to Geminis. It's really for everybody, because we're all under a Gemini sun. And we're all working with this energy. If you're a Gemini, you might feel it a little bit more. But it's really general energy for everybody. So let's take a look at our first card and see what energy is moving away from us. So that's interesting. Okay, so Scorpio energy is moving away from us. So we just went through a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. And that energy is definitely moving away. The question is, what did you learn from that? What do you want to keep? What do you want to release? What do you want to let go? And again, remember, it's all about your thoughts. So is there something that came up? And eclipse energy really hangs around for a good 6 months. All right. We're going to see the same series of eclipses in October and November, maybe just October. It's just it's going to be reversed. So the sun will be in, our solar eclipse will be in Scorpio, and the lunar eclipse will be in Taurus. So it's reversed, but 6 months from now, it takes that long sometimes for the eclipse energy to go. But stuff come up that you were kind of like, you know what? I don't need this anymore in my life. I don't need these thoughts. I don't need these feelings. Let me just, get rid of them. And if that happened, this is your opportunity to let that stuff go. Okay. So the Scorpio energy is definitely moving away. But if you learned something valuable there, you want to hold on to that. Okay. And maybe what you learned is you don't have to hold on to negative thoughts or negative feelings. Let's see where we are in the present. Okay, so creator card, Taurus. Well, the sun did just leave Taurus, but remember, there's always planets that are still hanging out in Taurus. I don't know what they are right now. If I look them up later on, I'll include them in my notes. Or I'll come back and we'll talk again at the new moon. And if I come up with any more insights into this at that time, I will do it about planets that are still in Taurus. But I think, again, the creator, the mind creates your reality. So that's why this is where you are in the present. You are still, even though we're out of the Taurus sun, you are still creating every single day, every single moment. You are creating your happiest life. And that's where you are right now. You're using your mind, your thoughts to create. Now let's see where the energy is going to take us. The energy is going to take us to fire, taking action. That's perfect, because that's what happens. You have a thought, it becomes your reality, and then you start taking decisive, measured actions that will lead you towards physical manifestations of the life that you want to have, of the life that you deserve, of the happiness that you deserve. So, I mean, this energy is really nice for this month for us to be moving along. I love this reading. I really like this reading a lot. This feels very powerful for all of us. So I hope you're really taking it to heart and really thinking a lot about any feelings that are still lingering, that are holding you back, and not feelings, thoughts that are holding you back. It's time to get rid of those, get rid of them, turn them into something positive for yourself, because that's what you deserve. You deserve to be having happy, positive, empowering thoughts about yourself. So I also pulled two cards, and I apologize. It's so hot in here. It's like 95 degrees. I had to turn off the air though because it was way too loud. Not that I'm complaining, because really I'm very happy. I love the heat. I'm so happy. So anyway, because it's Gemini, I pulled two surprise cards. So the first card I had to hide because I didn't want to look at it before we talked about it. I pulled it from the Money and Law of Attraction cards from Esther and Jerry Hicks, based on the teachings of Abraham. As much as I talk about positive thoughts and the law of attraction, you probably guessed that I'm a huge believer in Abraham Hicks. I probably listen to, I at least read something about this every single day. If anything can change your life, it's having positive thoughts. And that's just a fact that I really believe. So I pulled one of their cards, but I stuck it under here because their cards don't have a back. So you can't really, you kind of have to just see what it says. So this particular card says, oh, I like this. I am becoming more aware of my feelings about money. Now, part of the reason why I use the money card is because we just came out of the Taurus energy, and I feel like that energy is still lingering a little bit, and Taurus is very much tied to material, monetary kinds of things. So I felt like this was very good. And I just want to read this to you because this is really good. Many people protest when we explain the power of telling the story of their finances as they want it to be, rather than as it is, because they believe that they should be factual about what is happening. If you continue to look at lackful, what is, and speak of what is, you will not find the improvement that you desire. If you want to affect substantial change in your life experience, you must think the thoughts that feel different as you think them. I can't think of a more powerful time than under Gemini Sun to think thoughts that feel different, feel better to you. Okay, so a little wisdom from Abraham on that. And then the other card that I pulled, this is a new deck that I just got that I'm loving. It's called the Energy and Spirit Oracle. And this one I really like because it really kind of marries the physical and the spiritual, which is what we're meant to do here, I believe. So I really like these cards. So let's see what that has for us. Oh, I love this. Oh my God, this is great. Archangel Zadkiel. Self-acceptance, compassion, forgiveness. Those are so powerful. Those kinds of thoughts. If you are willing to accept that you can think a happy thought, that you can feel good about yourself just as you are, and know that that's enough. You are good. Have compassion, have forgiveness. These are very powerful things to think. Once you apply forgiveness to anything, it changes the whole way that you think and the whole way that you see the world, and it changes the way that you feel, and that's when you start seeing good things happen for you. And it's the same thing with compassion too. I was talking about all of the input that we have coming at us, and there's a lot of very differing views and thoughts and that kind of thing, and we all feel very passionately about our what our thoughts are and what we believe in, and there's a tendency to want to make everybody believe in what you believe in. But when you have compassion for other people, you're willing to accept them and their thoughts as they are, and then they're willing to accept you and your thoughts. We're not all meant to be the same. We're not all meant to think the same, but we are all meant to be happy and to have happy thoughts and to just be in love with our life and with ourselves. And that's what I want you to be thinking about this during the Gemini season. What will make me be in love with my life and be in love with myself? What is that thought that I need to think? And see how it changes everything. That's it for now. Like I said, I will come back and we'll talk at the new moon, which is only a few weeks. No, not a few weeks, like a week away or something like that. But anyway, until then, be good to yourself. Wishing you love and light, and have a very happy Gemini season.